Oh, goody.
All right, what is up, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we have another set of task guides for the Chi G event. This one's going to be covering tasks number 7 and number 8, which are healing 100 a turn with Chi G and defeating heroic Lokholar with only beasts and dragons in your party. So for our first one here, this is really simple. As you can see, my Chi G is not leveled much at all. In fact, all these levels have come from the training grounds, and the only coins I have for this character are the ones I've gotten from the event. I haven't done any farming for them yet, but this is still very much possible. Just spend all your coins upgrading these two abilities here to make things a little bit faster. But we only have a 3-team comp here because that's really all you need. We are running Chi G, obviously, as we need him to do this bounty. Cookie to summon a fish, so that way we can just keep, so we just kill the enemies, and then we can keep the game going with the fish on the opponent's side. And then Anaconda, just as kind of our third unit, she can summon another spawn, which I guess could also make it a little faster, possibly, but it's not really that relevant. We just need a third unit, so you can kind of pick whatever you want there. But basically, you just clear off the low-level enemies, and you can do this in any bounty, preferably a low-level one. And yeah, it's pretty simple. So we'll get into the footage. But if you enjoy the content, do remember to like and subscribe. Keeps the Mercs videos coming. And let's get into it. All right, so task number 7 here is probably the easiest of the bunch. Even if you have your Chi G not very progressed, kind of like me here, it is still pretty easy to do. All you need is basically the team I just showcased here, and all we're going to do is we're going to summon a fish with Cookie, and we're going to take out the units here. And then it's just going to be a game of damaging our own units and ramping up Chi G's healing power until we hit a point where we are able to heal up enough of the damage to complete this. So I do have this sped up here, but it's really simple. Just get your cookie fish down, start whittling away your units, and yeah, get that big heal off, and that will be task number 7 out of 10 complete. All right, so for task number 8 here, this one is completing the heroic Lokholar bounty in Alterac Valley. And the condition for this one is your team must fully consist of both, or either, I suppose, dragons and or beasts. So this is the comp we're running for it. We do have Blink Fox with Arcane Fang, Yulon with Pearl of Yulon to keep our dragons nice and safe, Sinestra with Mana Brooch, Brightwing with Pixie Pouch, Alexstrasza with Alexstrasza's Brooch, and lastly we have Longjin. I just had this equipment on because I was using it in PvP for a little bit, but I think this is probably the one you want to use. The additional health to your dragons probably will be more useful than this, as you don't really need this first turn, and nature damage doesn't do anything. Basically for this one, we use just kind of a combination of our dragons to get to the fight, and then once in the fight, we do start with all 3 blues and try and focus down Lokholar, and then deal with his units afterwards. So let us get into the bounty. Alright, and we have made it to the boss, Lokholar here. So one thing definitely recommend if you can find, I don't remember the name of it, but there's a treasure that basically increases your damage to units that are across from you. I was lucky enough to get that on Blinkfox, which definitely I think helped make this fight a little bit easier. We are going with the triple blue opener here, and the strategy we are going to be using is just basically we're throwing all the damage we can at Lokholar, because he does the scariest things, and once we get him taken down, dealing with his summons should not be too much of a problem. He is going to summon more of them here, which is where things get even more scary, but we do think about this a little bit here. I did end up going for the arcane combo and doing this so that, oh actually, yeah, I still go for the arcane combo, that's what I thought I did. And that's also helpful because anytime Long Zin takes damage here, it's also going to, as we see there, get some damage in. Unfortunately, they have so many units on the board now that it is unlikely to hit Lokholar, but we are just going to keep focusing Lokholar here, as once he's gone, we can kind of use whatever we have left on the board and our backline to clean everything else up. Sinestra in particular is going to do a great job at that. So here we can see kind of the power of throwing this on the Longjin. Unfortunately, we get kind of unlucky and it does end up not hitting us as much as I was kind of thinking it would. But Lokholar is down low enough here where we will be able to take him out this turn. And once you've got Lokholar down, you should be in a pretty good position. This is honestly the hardest part. Don't feel bad if this takes more than one attempt. This took me probably like 3 or 4 attempts. You know, sometimes the bosses and the AI do different things and can really screw you over, so do not feel too bad if this takes more than one shot. But yeah, here we can see the power here of kind of playing around their AoE stuff. The healing on Brightwing was also super duper clutch. That actually ended up mattering quite a bit more than I would have expected. And so now we're just going to focus off the reds next. I think we're just trying to clear a path for Sinestra. These blues don't deal nearly as much damage. We just have to get rid of the reds so that way when our next unit dies, we can just throw down Sinestra and be able to kind of clean up the rest of the summons here. So only one red left, so I think it does feel safe to get her in now. We also have Longjin alive still, so we can kind of mess with the targeting if need be. But from here, it should be pretty easy. So, like I mentioned, this is probably the hardest of the bosses out of all of the tasks. You know, tasks number 9 and 10 can be a little challenging too, but I think nowhere near as difficult as this particular task was. Also, at the time of recording, there does seem to be a bug where if you get to the boss without 3 dragons, it can kind of bug out a bit or something from what I've heard. It does sound like there is a hotfix going live today, or I guess yesterday, that is supposed to address this stuff, but we'll see if it ends up working out. But yeah, that is task number 8, Heroic Lokholar. That is going to be basically it for this video. I'm going to be doing both of these last 2 today. So I'm going to be getting tasks 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10 as well, about probably an hour or 2 from now. But thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, do remember to like and subscribe. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.